Many of us are thinking about ghost stories.
It might be something in the air. One tale comes to us from Woldridge, Missouri, just across the river from Rocheport. In tonight's Show Me Scary report, KOMU's Linda Hosmer tells a story of greed and murder that still haunts the back roads of Cooper County.
Among the neat farmhouses in the small town of Woldridge, one stands empty, desolate, and haunted by a crime long ago. It's one of the oldest homes in the area and belonged to one of the first families to settle here. But by the late 1800s, the family had fallen on hard times, living among the remains of a past luxury they once possessed. The occupants, an old and miserly couple, eked out a hard-scrabble existence. Bob Dyer is a singer and folklorist who cataloged the tale.
The old man had always wanted to buy a nice shiny black carriage, and the old woman had a particular fondness for black silk dresses and hadn't had one in a long time.
One day, a wealthy merchant got off of a steamboat here, and all he had with him was a carpet bag full of silver and gold. With that, he headed out into the back country in search of a place to stay. But little did he know the misfortune the fortune on his back would bring. With no hotel in town, the merchant sought shelter at the couple's home. They welcomed him, but the old man soon noticed the heavy bag of silver and gold, and after he went to sleep, the couple's avarice overwhelmed them. They talked.
And decided that nobody knew this man. Nobody would know what happened to him.
So they did it. They killed him in the night and dragged his limp, dead body down to the river. The dead merchant's fortune bought the couple affluence. It bought silk dresses and fine parties. It even bought an elegant black carriage that they parked right here. It wouldn't be long before the murder would come back to haunt them.
The woman fell sick with some kind of disease or illness that nobody could seem to diagnose.
She kept getting worse, and from her sickbed she blamed her husband.
And she called the old man in and told him that she felt like she was dying because of what they had done, that a curse had somehow been placed on her life.
Just before she died, she made him swear that he'd never remarry. But the man already had it settled in his heart he'd remarry. Months later, he found a new bride. And on the night of their wedding,
after the last guest had left, the black carriage suddenly appeared.
Inside, a woman sat in a black silk dress. The carriage stopped at the front door, and the woman beckoned as the man's new bride watched from her bedroom upstairs.
And he moved like a man hypnotized. The carriage door swung open. He stepped inside.
The carriage disappeared, but not for long.
After that, people talked about seeing something that looked like a black carriage moving along the back roads.
And it's even been blamed for causing wrecks on the Missouri River Bridge. The man's new wife lived on, never remarrying or having children. And her house sits in Woldridge to this day. Linda Hosmer, KOMU News, Woldridge.
The man's young wife, she looked out of the window. She saw him standing on the front porch steps.
Dyer warns that a visit to the property might bring you more than just an empty house. He says you could find yourself face to face with the past that still haunts it.
Wow.
Anyway,